Welcome and good morning, everyone, to Amazon Ads Raw Daily, your daily show about marketing, Amazon advertising technologies. My name is Alex. I'm back from vacation. Today is Friday, the 11th of August, and we talk about updates in the Amazon ecosphere today. As we talked earnings of Amazon yesterday, today it's all about release notes from the Amazon Advanced Tool Center, and we'll start with one very interesting rollout, which has been rolled back already from Amazon, and it is the bid adjustments for the rest of search placement on sponsored products. You know, as an advertiser, you are able to set a bid on your keywords, and you are able to set an additional adjustment for that bid on certain placements. There's 3 placements on Amazon: top of search, rest of search, and product detail pages, 3 placement groups. And for top of search and product detail pages, you can set an individual modifier to adjust the bids. The modifier only allows you to adjust the bids upwards. So you can set an additional increase on your base bid for these 2 placements, top of search and product detail pages. Rest of search would always get your base bid. Now, Amazon has announced that rest of search placement bid modifiers for sponsored product campaigns is a thing now, and you can adjust rest of search as well. First time ever that you are able to adjust all the 3 placement modifiers. Now, 2 interesting things about that. First of all, this was announced last Friday, and in the meantime, meaning yesterday or 2 days ago, they rolled back on this announcement already, meaning they changed the announcement to call it, instead of it's now there, it's a feature, they called it preview, and they changed the text slightly to advertisers will soon be able to apply bid adjustment controls for rest of search placements in their sponsored products campaigns. So instead of it's now available, it's now only a preview announcement, because obviously they rolled it out in the announcements. Lots of people saw it. There was already a little buzz on LinkedIn about it, and now it's not coming. We know it's coming most likely in September. So it's not too far away, but it's not coming in August. So be aware of this placement modifier coming for sponsored products on the rest of search bid adjustment control. And here's 2 more opinions on that thing. First of all, if you allow us to adjust placement modifiers for all the 3 different placement groups, why not give us the option to set individual bids for the different placements instead of a modifier? That would be helpful too, I guess. Because the problem, let's say, or the issue is you can only increase bids with the modifiers. So in order to effectively set a placement to be not bidded in exclamation marks, that means you would need to set a very low base bid, let's say 2 cents, and then you would need to increase the bids with the placement modifiers on the other placements. But with a 2 cent bid, you're not getting a very high bid either on the other placements, even if you set plus 900%. That's kind of a problem, let's say. So you're not effectively able to control the placements 100%, because you cannot really set a bid to be 2 cents and then increase 900% on, let's say, only top of search, and all the others you leave it with 0, because these 20 cents on top of search will not be enough to actually get an impression. So the least you need to do maybe is 10 cents as the base bid, or 15, and then increase top of search to get at least above $1 on the top of search placement bid adjustment. Depending on your category, you might need even more or maybe a little less. But this would set the base bid for rest of search and product leader page to be at least 10 cents or 15 cents. And that's usually enough to get at least a couple of impressions. So you're not effectively able to only use one placement group. You always have to kind of use all of them. So I think it's intended that way. It's also intended that you only can increase the modifiers and the placement adjustments and not decrease them. And it's also intended to not actively have control over if you want to use one placement and another one you don't want to use. All right, but that's what's coming. Another thing they announced, and this is even bigger, I think, is that now after DSP, also sponsored display opens up for so-called non-endemic Amazon advertisers, meaning advertisers who don't sell on Amazon. They can now use sponsored display to drive visits to an off-Amazon site. And this is so big as an announcement from Amazon, at least, that they even put it on the homepage of their advanced tool center page. I would highly recommend you to bookmark this page. You can even use the RSS feed they provide. There's an easy integration into Slack and Microsoft Teams. And if you use Discord, like I do, there's also an RSS feed integration if you have a bot possible. So plenty of ways to connect your favorite chat tool with the RSS feed of the advanced tool center to don't miss any API updates, as they're coming so frequently. And it's, I think, one of the most important sources of truth and news and features you can have is the page of the platform itself. So put that in any of your roadmaps to build. It takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, not that much. And then you get all these news and updates into your favorite tool pushed or actually pulled frequently, and that helps. All right, but let's go back to the sponsored display for advertisers, for non-endemic advertisers, for non-Amazon sellers. What does it mean? First of all, it's a beta. Second of all, it's only available if you use the Amazon Ads API. So it's not made for everyone. It's certainly only made for technological advanced sellers who are playing with exploring more advertising options outside of their other advertising platforms. So it's probably just a handful of advertisers who will start using this service. Most likely advertisers who might have done DSP already and who are not actively selling on Amazon. And that's probably also just a couple of. But still, it's interesting as it shows Amazon is clearly going for more advertisers than only the Amazon advertisers, as their advertising business is one of the fastest growing advertising businesses in the world, if not the fastest. With their earnings we talked about yesterday, they had a 22% growth rate on the advertising revenue, which was above 10 billion for this quarter, for the last quarter, Q2. And Meta only reported 11% growth year over year on their advertising revenues. And I think Google was somewhere between. So, or even below, I'm not 100% sure. So it's growing very fast, and it's retail media seems to be the future of digital advertising, as all the retail pages in the marketplaces are now doing this. And when we look into China and we look what Alibaba is doing, for example, with their platforms, retail media is huge. It's even from the total numbers, not, but from the percentages, it's even more than what we see on Amazon. So there's still some opportunity ahead for Amazon, and Amazon is trying to capture all of these opportunities and opening up for more advertisers brings in more advertising revenue, more advertising dollars. And what could it mean for us that eventually you're getting higher CPCs on the placements where you would compete with those advertisers? Those advertisers have a limited, let's say, inventory. They're not getting all the inventory to begin with. They can use some certain audiences and so on and so forth. And also, and that's very interesting, they can use certain locations. So they can actually target their sponsored display campaigns to be only showing in a certain location, for example, in New York. That's very interesting. I'm not sure if that's possible with the API and all the other sellers, but it seems that this is possible for these sellers, which I think is very, very interesting, because I would love to see locations in any reports. I would love to see where do I have a good conversion rate, in which state in the US, where do I have a bad conversion rate, and can I increase my bids on the states where I have a good conversion rate, and so on and so forth. That would be very interesting if we would be able to get these informations and to use them to target or to increase bids or whatever. And it seems that Amazon has this optionality built in because they offer it for these new sellers. All right, I think that's the two most important updates. There's a few more: automatic video localization now available for sponsored brand video creators, Amazon Marketing Stream generally available now in all regions, depreciation of legacy bulk sheets, which will be end of September this year, and the sponsored brand version 3 campaign management API will also shut down in January next year. So a couple of more updates, but I think this is really the two most important updates you should talk about and think about. And thank you very much for listening. Have a wonderful Friday, and hear you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.